Hey folks, welcome to a cool Tuesday evening here in Miami. It's Tuesday, April 19th, 2022, about 8:30 p.m. and it's 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. I'm in Bayfront Park, and today I want to make it over to the cruise ship terminals. I want to see if it's possible to walk there because it looks so close and I've never been there before other than driving to it, but that was by mistake. I want to go there tonight to see if it's possible to walk there and take my time to see what's going on there. Bayfront Park, as you know, as many of you know, was the site of the Ultra Music Festival, and much of the grass here got trampled and pretty much abused during that event. So as a result, the Miami government is in the process of restoring the grass and the vegetation here. And they've been working pretty quickly. There's only like some sections where they need to work on. This part over here is still a little bit flooded. I don't know how they're going to deal with it. But they've been laying down new grass quickly. Here we've got like two little sections of grass. I don't know what's up with this. Maybe the ground is too wet for them to lay grass over here just yet. They need to drain it out. And from my observation, it seems like it's taking a lot longer to restore the park to what it once was than it took to set up the Ultra Music Festival. This Ultra Music Festival, the park was closed off for like about 2 weeks to about like a week and a half before the actual event. But now we're past, I should say, maybe like 2.5 weeks, and all the grass hasn't been laid down yet, so the city still has a lot of work to do. And I'm not really too certain if this flooding issue over here is going to be resolved soon, because as you can see over here, it's a lot of water being puddled up on these pathways. Yeah, Nirvana Fan 500, it does look like a nice, pleasant evening for walking. Okay. Alfonso Gonzalez says Ultra pays for this as part of their contract every year. Yeah, it's a lot of work to have this music festival set up. As you can imagine, there's like a lot of work involved, from setting up the event to getting everybody involved, city contracts to restore the park after it's finished, security. But I'm glad that Bugging Out 23 says, here in Cali, we could use that water. Yeah, a lot of parts of California could definitely use that water for sure. Although I've heard that the rainy season in California did bring a lot of rain to the state, so it's not as bad as last year. Just Gaming says, I'm back in Miami. Yes. I've been back in Miami for a while now. The Biscayne Bay looks very quiet now. And Shannon's Kitchen says the Sierra got a decent amount of snowpack here in California. Very good. Because I know that area was dealing with drought issues for a while. When I went to Las Vegas and I went to the Hoover Dam, I saw how catastrophically low the water levels were. But the Sierra snowpack is very important for California's water supply. Bugging Out says it needs more lighting on the path. I don't really necessarily think so. You've got and installed, so they are making more light possible over here. It is a little bit windy here in Miami. One of these days I have to try this food stand out. Pinco de Pollo for $10. Carl wants me to take the Ferris wheel. Not today. It was pretty neat. We are headed to Bayside Marketplace. HC teacher asking if Lena's doing okay. You haven't seen her. She told me that she's taking a break from social media. Unfortunately, there are some sketchy people in this world who will do some nefarious things, so she's trying to get away from all that. Including one really bad stalker who's impersonating her, going into other people's channels and commenting bad things about me and other people. So that is really taking it to the extreme. You know, I see a group of bikes over there. I wonder if it's some kind of group event going on. Yeah, look at this. Could be a ride out. These are some high-end bikes too. Trek, Cannondale. More high-end than the bike I have now, or any of the bikes I have now. They're looking very stylish. What's up? Hey, riding out?
Some light.
Okay.
Some light.
Flashy. Spicy one, can you tell us how difficult it was to bike on the street? It's not too difficult if you know what you're doing. You know, I don't think I've ever been back over this way. Josh asking if I moved to Miami because of the parties. No, I didn't move here because of the parties. Although the parties are a plus, I guess. Foreman saying, seems like Miami being flat would be good for cycling. How is the street infrastructure for biking? Yeah, I don't think there's anything back here, folks. It's just a trash compactor. 2 trash compactors. One's recycling, one's trash. So now I know what's back here, behind the Hard Rock. So yeah, about the cycling infrastructure in Miami. I find that it's good in certain areas, but in other places, it's not really well developed. It's good that they have some progress towards making bike lanes and making cycling. Is there anybody at the conga bar? No, no one's there yet. This conga bar I always have to be careful of because they're constantly playing music. I can get in trouble with copyright. One of these days I'm going to have to try this place, Lombardi's. Despite this being in a tourist attraction, the food looks pretty good. There's also this place, Mambo, traditional Cuban and Caribbean cuisine. Karen says, lovely place to sit and eat. Oh yes, especially right now, where you have a cool breeze from the marina coming. Also, I want to update you on this center area of Bayside Marketplace too. They've been doing some construction and they've ripped out the center stage. I don't know what they're going to be doing there, but hopefully finish it soon. That was like. And here's Ben's Pizza. I've tried this place just the other day and it's really good. Kat says Miami always looks lively, never been but festive even on a Tuesday. Well, we are in a tourist attraction right now, the Bayside Marketplace. there's usually going to be some type of crowd here. Now you see here, this is the area that they ripped up. Maybe they're renovating. Looks like it because there used to be pillars and columns here, and then a top. But I hope they're improving it. Player says, you think it's safe to say Miami's worse for copyright music than New York? I think so. Especially after I've gotten a copyright strike. Rolly asks if there's a Margaritaville restaurant there. No, I didn't see one in Miami. Enchanter's Kitchen asks if there are more local shops here or chains. Well, I believe all of these in the center here are all local shops. You do have the big chain, some of the big chain stores here. And they carry great stuff too. Get some beautiful bracelets you can buy. There's also Tin Man Miami. You can go and buy some what's up? Hey! Some caps or keychains if you want. And 305 Miami Design. I think I bought some postcards from this place before. I just sent out a postcard to one of my Patreon members. Here's the construction area. Let's peer through the gate and see what's going on. Yeah, look at that. Kind of looks like they're digging up that centerpiece area more than the outside. So maybe they're gonna put some more concessions there or something. Tish TV asking which part of Miami is this again? This is Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami. It's the #1 tourist attraction in Miami. Shannon's asking where do the locals usually hang out? Depends where they are, I guess. I do notice that many people who live here, they hang out in their own communities and they don't really travel too much. One, because oftentimes it's hard to get around because of the traffic. And two, these local communities, they'll have everything that they need. But in terms of like social life, you'll see a lot in downtown, especially towards like Southeast 2nd Avenue, Southeast 1st Avenue, near the train stations. In Brickell especially, there's a lot of activity there. I know the Coconut Grove area is popular as well, and also Windward. People do travel to those spots. Still had my same pair of Crocs that I bought here last year. D. Coop is asking, what time does Bayside Marketplace close? You know, that's a great question. When this area closes, I'll take a look. Do they have a general marker here on Google Maps? Closes at 10 p.m. Oh, wow. I don't think that's true that this place closes at 10 p.m. because I've been here at like midnight and there's still people walking around. So I don't think those hours on Google Maps are accurate. Bless you. Jay Jennings asked if I've been to the Keys yet. Yes, I've been there last year. I went on a group tour. Left from Miami, got there in about 6 hours. We had a few hours there to ourselves, and then the tour bus took us back to Miami. It was a fun event. I'll definitely revisit the Florida Keys. I know a lot of people have requested for me to go back there. I'll even take my car out there and drive there. Maybe record the entire trip out there and show you the beautiful views. John, I've never been to Naples yet. So let's see what's going on here. How I can cross this bridge over into the cruise ship terminals. Oh wait, I see people walking over there. So it has to be over here somewhere. I guess I'll try walking around and then hugging the edge. That's my best guess. JF looks forward to the 7 Mile Bridge. Yeah, that was one of the best places to see. Problem. There are railroad tracks here. So if there's a train that comes by, I won't even know. I guess I'll just cross over here. I can't really go around it right now because there's barriers up. I think there's some kind of evening event happening at that club, the 601 at the FTX Arena. Looks pretty lively. I doubt a train will come right now as I'm crossing over. Well, I guess this is a sidewalk. I see people walking up here, and Wait a second. There's like a railing over there and it's kind of like separated off. So maybe I go over to that side. Let me see what Google Maps says. Let's see. We're gonna do walking directions. All right, so this is what it says. Walk over here. Looks like I go like under. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. Oh, you see here, look. Danger, not a pedestrian walkway. So let's try the other side. There has to be a way to walk across this bridge. Well, the trolley is going across. All right, now what I'm gonna do is walk back over to the other side. And then cross over the street the way I know how on Biscayne Boulevard. Even Google Maps did not give the right directions. You know what I could do is cross over here and then I'll cross over the other side. Because if I wait for the light there, it's going to take too long. Let me go this way. Because there's like barely any traffic anyway coming. And it's kind of weird, they have like all these cones here. And the Miami Police Department there too. There's a trolley coming, I'm gonna run across. Oh, Julio says basketball game going on, Miami Heat versus Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks currently halftime. Thanks for that info. Oh, look at this. There's a wide bridge going over to the seaport area. The Port of Miami as well as Dodge Island. That's the official name of this island that I'm walking to, Dodge Island. And I was reading the story of this island is that some like person visited Miami. They asked what the name of the island was and they couldn't tell him because it wasn't named. So he said, why don't we name it Dodge Island? And the name stuck. We can probably get pretty good views of Miami from the bridge here. Karen says we need an Action Kid Island. I don't think I'll have an island named after me just yet. Angela asks, do I know how long that bridge is? I don't think it's too long. It's not nearly as long as the one to Miami Beach. But hey, now I know you can walk to the cruise ship terminals going this way. Google Maps directions were not that great. And wow, here's the rear of the FTX arena, where I've never walked past before. But you can go that way and go behind it. Looks like there's also a parking lot back here. And the spirit says, have I ever thought about a cruise ship trip? Yes, I sure have. So I'm reading Wikipedia, and the history behind the naming of this island was that the island was unnamed until 1950, when Mr. and Mrs. Ray Dodge of Wisconsin, friends of the director of the City of Miami Planning Board, were visiting and asked what the island was called. And they were unable to come up with the name of the island. Stearns gave the island its present name, so that was the bridge I crossed before to get to Miami Beach. You can just see the wind shaking the camera. We've got some great views of Miami here. Much different angle than what I'm used to seeing. I wonder what the view is going to look like when I go in the middle of the bridge. Damara says the sky looks spooky. I mean, it's cloudy for sure, and we've got the fast moving winds. The views will probably be a lot better walking towards downtown. Now that I know it's possible to walk to this Dodge Island where all the cruise ships are, I should make a video doing it. I put a title on it like Walking to Miami's Cruise Ship Island. I think a lot of people will click on that title when they see it. The side view is even better. John Smith says, once you commit, there's no way off until the other side. How long is it? Doesn't look too long. There's the Virgin terminal. So I probably won't be on this island too long. Tim Wiley says there's a tunnel to the island for traffic to enter the port. Yeah, I mistakenly took that tunnel because I missed my stop coming back to Miami, and I had to turn around at the cruise ship area going over this bridge. So I know very well about that tunnel. Yvonne says I'm the only one walking. Yeah, I'm the only one on this bridge, it seems like. But that's to be expected. No cruise ship's gonna depart right now in the middle of the night. But this is a good time to explore and go walk the island when the weather is a little bit cooler. Christine says he lived in Miami for almost 30 years, never thought about walking over this bridge because you think it's dangerous. Yeah, I can see why you think so. But driving onto this bridge by accident at first actually is probably a blessing for me, because I saw how the island was and it didn't really seem too dangerous for me. I should have remembered about the pedestrian path though, but I guess at that point when I was driving back from New York City to get to Miami and I was on the final stretch to get back home, I didn't realize there was a pedestrian pathway on this side here. And I think this is a drawbridge to let the trains go to the island. Richard says, do a walking tour from Miami to New York City. Let's let the driving videos finish first. I think right now I'm on part 7, is it, of my drive up to New York City. Yeah, I'm up to part 7 from North Carolina to Carson, Virginia. There's still 3 more parts left to the driving series. Part 8, Part 9, and Part 10. Hey look, we're right above the Dodge Island right now. Jonathan's asking if I ever thought about taking the Amtrak to Miami. I have on many occasions. Could be a trip I can do back to the Northeast, take an Amtrak. Lady Street, I guess it wasn't as long as I imagined. It's not that long. Well, it looks like there's a parking garage. That makes sense, because people will want to drive to the cruise ship area, park their car here, and then go on their boat. Cristiano says, you don't know why, but I love when you cross the bridges. That's one of your favorite ones. You know, I kind of have a strange affinity towards crossing bridges. I don't know what it is, but I guess growing up in New York, I'm just surrounded by water, and I like crossing bridges over to different sections of a city or a place. It's kind of cool. Even when I visited different places, one of the things I do is cross bridges. Just like Washington, D.C., I walk from Georgetown to Alexandria, Virginia via a bridge. And I've also done it in Boston, crossing the Massachusetts Avenue Bridge from Cambridge to Boston, and many bridges in Florida. Can't remember if I've crossed any bridges when I was out west. Actually, I have. When I was in Las Vegas, I crossed over a bridge to get from the Strip to the Chinatown area, Spring Mountain Road. Jordan Savage asking if it's worth the move to Florida. Well, that really depends on your circumstances. For me, it was absolutely worth the move. But a lot of people don't like Florida, and that's totally understandable. Hey, the trolley's going back. Maybe I could take this trolley back to downtown. I don't need to walk back. I wonder if I called an Uber over here, if it will come and pick me up and go back downtown. We're above the island, but we're still not out of this bridge yet. So over to the right here looks like Royal Caribbean. We've already seen Virgin and Royal Caribbean over to my right. Pro C says you should take a scooter and combine driving and walking. Yeah, that's what I plan in future videos. Maybe I'll drive to a place, I'll show you the road trip there, and then I'll go out and start walking, or scooter or something. It doesn't just have to be one mode of transportation, like a driving video, walking video. I'm allowed to mix it up. All right, finally I see the exit ramp, and now we're gonna get lost on the island. Yvette, you like Florida a lot. You have a lot of your family living there, but I don't think I would live there because the pay and the benefits isn't the same. But I do like it for the vacation. That's just me. Oh, yes. Thanks for adding your insight there. Like I said, Florida isn't for everybody. For one, if you're comparing it to New York City, the average wage here in Florida is lower. So the cost of living, you have to weigh out the pros and the cons. Robert says, I get paid the same no matter where I am. Well, that's somewhat true. Location does have an impact on my income, but not as much as a lot of other people. But I did expect it. The YouTube channel is taking a little bit of a hit since I moved to Florida. I've noticed the live streams aren't really bringing not nearly the amount of audience as my New York City videos did, but that's okay. I've thought it out, I've reasoned it, but I'm going to be making up a lot of that lost audience and income in other ways. So now that we're on Dodge Island, where the heck should I go now? Lynn says all good, people will come around. Yeah, that's what happens with YouTube. I don't rely on my live streaming for a basic income since I already have a large library of videos. It really extends the audience a lot deeper. Okay, well, there's a tennis court here. That's kind of cool. What is this place here? I kind of feel like this area over here is completely under construction. Mike Adams says the hardworking AK will find us different ways of streaming income. We will be watching for sure. Well, I've always said this to myself as well as to other people, but we don't really get rich from live streaming here on YouTube. It's all about the videos that we've already recorded and posted up and the past videos. That's where YouTubers get their money. Not so much the videos that they continually crank out every day or live stream on a regular basis, because the YouTube algorithm will find ways of promoting the older videos for people to watch. Yeah, it looks like this entire area is going to be built up into something new. Hey, Damaris Cologne, thank you for $4.99. You still enjoy my streaming, AK? Keep doing a great job. Thank you, Damaris. Really appreciate the support. This is such a weird area, especially when there's like no activity here. Feels like besides those two tennis players, I'm the only one on the island. I guess if you're not used to this, it may seem kind of spooky, but I find it kind of relaxing. There's Terminal E down here. TD says Area 51 Miami. I wouldn't go that far to say it's Area 51 Miami. And just to give you a sense of how long this island is, take a look at this. So I've been walking all this time, right? I went over the bridge and I'm only over here and the island goes all the way down there. I didn't even like touch like 15% of the island's length. And I don't think I'd want to walk the entire length either. I think when I have some time, I'll come back during like the daytime and I'll scoot over here or I'll ride my bike just to check it out. Hung Mouse says, let's explore the whole island. I could. This Terminal E looks kind of cool. I wonder how these terminals are on a normal basis. Yvonne Young says it seems like a big secret island. Yeah, if you put it that way, it is. Priority check-in. Well, this is the security area. Looks like the TSA line in the airport, and I would expect no different when people go to check in for their boats that they need to go through security, because these days people can get kind of crazy and they bring all sorts of dangerous things on a airplane or a cruise ship, and we wouldn't want that. But sometimes they go overboard, like the last time I took an airplane and I went through the security check. They're like, sir, what do you got in here? What's this? And it's like, oh, it's a bottle of water. It's like, this thing is not allowed. This bottle of water is so dangerous. You got to get rid of it right now. And I was like, darn it. So I had to take my bottle of water, get off the line, pour it into some random plant in the airport lobby, and then get back on the line again. And yeah, bottle of water is very, very dangerous, apparently. And don't make the same mistake I did and bring your water bottle through the security check-in line empty. Elliot Wave review, $5. Why don't I meet up with Walks in Wall Street? Tom's streaming right now from the downtown Miami, he's under the new MacArthur Bridge. I don't want to cross streams with him because I'm already occupied in what I'm doing here. But there will be a point where I turn around and go back to downtown. So if I happen to run into him, then that'll happen. But I'm not going to just divert my stream just to meet up with him. E-Man says everything looks suspicious these days. Yeah. They get very, very paranoid over a lot of things. Like, I remember when there was a family member who brought a tube of toothpaste on the plane, and they like, you can't have toothpaste that's more than this much. You got to have the travel size. So they threw out the entire toothpaste tube. And they were pretty bummed out about it because it was like, oh man, I should have known that I should have left my toothpaste at home. But if you think about it from a rational standpoint, how would a tube of toothpaste be so dangerous? You're gonna need to mix it with some other materials and stuff on the flight. And I'm sure that's not easy to do. I mean, I don't know what's in toothpaste that could be so dangerous anyway. I guess they're worried that people can pack other stuff in the toothpaste tube that's not toothpaste. That's probably the concern. And now we're just in the parking lot. Man, this island sure is not populated at all at nighttime. Yeah, Lynn, that's right. They put explosive components in the tube, others in a water bottle. You know, there's a great island if you want to come to at nighttime and just park here and just to get away from all the noise, because now I know a spot you can come to and there's nobody to bother you. So if you want to surprise someone in Miami, be like, hey, I want to take you to the super secret place where no one will bother you. You drive them over here to Dodge Island where the cruise ships are, and they may think you're either crazy or very thoughtful. I actually find it quite peaceful. I may come back here again, because you can even take a bike over here at nighttime and just ride around the island. There's practically no cars around. Get some exercise in. Or even do what I'm doing and just walk around the island, and you can walk around for hours and not have to worry about cars behind you or traffic. And it seems safe enough to me. Lady Shrita says, you should have made my way to that island. You ate too much in Miami. Well, that's a good thought to do. You burn off all the calories that you've ate. Let's see here. I don't want to get lost and miss the bridge to get back over to downtown. Namaste says, imagine not remembering where you parked. Oh, I know where I am now. That's the tennis court. Oh, and the bridge is right there. Perfect. So we didn't get to see any cruise ships today, but at least I know you can walk onto this island. You know, there's more than just going to cruise ships here on this island. There's a volleyball net up, and I think I see a basketball court there too. I have to do a little bit more research on this island. When I think I have to do like first-person research when I bring my bike down here or scooter and just ride around seeing what else there is to do on this island other than take a cruise ship or see the port of Miami there. It's very peaceful to be here with the trees. You know, I kind of feel like they could do a lot more with this island, at least from this standpoint. If they want more people to come here, walk over, there's a lot of like unused space. They could easily turn this into like a nature trail, put a lot more trees down, or put some like recreation activities here. More than just like that one volleyball court and tennis court. Maybe they could put some like food concessions or stores here. I think that would be a good idea. Maybe have some kind of special event here where seems like a lot of unused space. And this is like right over the bridge. Walk over or whatever. Lynn says, again, I need to be in city planning. Yeah, I do have some good ideas sometimes. Well, what about here? Look at this. I mean, even inviting this as like a public park would be nice. Put some picnic tables down, or and you know what too, the location is perfect too, because you have Bayside Marketplace right there, Bayfront Park, you've got downtown, so you've already got the tourists there. You make another attraction here, like food concessions and whatnot, and the tourists come here, dine at one of these food concessions that's right over the bridge, and then they go on the cruise. It's perfect. Hope someone in Miami government is listening to this and they get my input, because I can see what can happen here. Maybe if they see this, they'll be like, why didn't I think of that? It took a live streamer from New York to come up with this idea. This is Dodge Island, where all the cruise ships are. Emo's music channel with $2. Thank you so much, Emo's music channel. Thanks for tuning in. The bridge isn't short. Oh wow. Look at this. What an amazing view. You don't get this view coming over the other side. Oscar says, you must admit those palm trees seem quite... John Smith says, we're not going to call a taxi. No, I'm not. Wow, now I know a great spot for photography. You come here, you have so many great angles. Cynthia says I may cross paths with Tom. Yeah, I'm aware. Now this is the point where if I cross into Walks in Wall Street, Tom, that it will be natural. When someone mentioned he was live streaming earlier, I didn't want to just give up on my plans to go over to this island and meet up with him. But now that I'm going back towards downtown, it's possible. And who knows if, when I get over there, if there'll be more progress on the Miami Heat basketball game. the skyline of Edgewater. I wonder if we'll see all the cruise ships return for tomorrow. Alfonso asked, when am I doing Key Biscayne? I'm not too sure. Do it sometime this month. BSM asks if Bridgewater's to the right, it's not Miami City. No, Edgewater is a neighborhood right over here. It's asking if I plan to go to Disney one day to live stream or make a video. I already did that last year, but I wouldn't mind visiting again. Is there a boat coming by? Yeah, right there. Donna says beautiful skyline. Yeah, this is one of the best views. Roof Cacorn says not much traffic, enjoying the peace and quiet. Yeah, now that I know that this spot is over here and you're able to walk, I may be interested in coming here some more. John Ing with $5. Thank you, John. Appreciate it very much. We're going. Yvette says, you're sure the pictures come out amazing on that bridge with the skyline? Some pictures too, now that you mention it. It looks beautiful. Miami, the FTX arena as the Heat game is getting let out. Oh, good. We'll get to see all the people.
Aquí me quedo, ven y recoge.
Doesn't seem like there's much activity at the rear of the FTX arena yet. The Heat game's still on, okay. I'm sure there's going to be many people who are leaving right now. Just to beat the traffic and whatnot. Straight Out of Money says, do I still recommend the Mosey? I still recommend it. It's a nice shot of that plane. Laurie enjoyed my Easter Sunday walk in Wynwood area. You think the neighborhood's very interesting with all the artwork. Yeah, it's a really nice area to visit. Okay, here we are. Back to downtown. Bayside Marketplace is right there. And you know, I think that's where I'm gonna be headed because I need to use the restroom. I might as well walk over to Bayside and then end the stream there. Lady says there goes the trolley I just missed. Well, I didn't need it. Okay. Let's cross over. Lady says, "You glad you walked? Beautiful views." Yes. Really beautiful here. It's a good thing I didn't stay longer on that cruise ship island, because I don't even know if there was a restroom there if I needed it, because everything seems like it was closed. At least I'm pretty familiar with Bayside Marketplace now, and where all the stores and facilities are. Seth says there's always a secluded bush. To come down to it, that's what I have to do. All right, folks, restrooms are over here, and I might as well end my stream over here, because I don't want to be resuming from here and then having to set up again. So I want to thank all of you for joining in tonight. It was very fun. Smash the like button, subscribe, and yeah, I'll take a look at that cruise ship island in more depth when I have my bike or scoot around. It'll be fun. I'll see you later. Bye.